This is your girl, singing it all on YouTube and done on Facebook, coming with a topic. The border issue. Migrants abandon their caravan. It's things that people have been wanting to talk about. They've been talking about it for a while. The border issue. Is there a problem at the border? And a lot of people have been, questioning it, saying you're going to talk about it. I was on the border and then I got off it because it was more things to talk about. But since, it's been another election and people are worried about the border. hmm Now, why are people worrying about the border? Come on in and tell a friend that the doc is on, and I'm going to give you my opinion. Hey, Miss Sharon, y'all please give the videos a thumbs up. And we're talking about the border issue, the migrants that's coming over to America. It's the issue. We continue to get stuff on. We continue to get things about the border. And I just decided to take some time out and talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. We talk about everything else, and I said everything else is conversation worthy. The border is conversation worthy. Y'all come on in, shut a lie, shut a love. Tell them that the doc is on because that's what we're about to talk about. The border issue. While you all come on, let me just see, can I find a video talking about a little bit of it. Well, I'll wait till everybody come on, okay? I don't want to short. Hold on a minute, John. I don't want to short. We just, you have to take time sometimes and research it and talk about some of the things that's going on. And the border is an issue. It's an issue. Well, Doc, what are you talking about? Well, and I'm not against migrants or anything, but it's a record number of migrants coming to the U.S. We already got a strained budget. We got vets that fought for the country. And a lot of them seem like they have been lost in the sauce. But let me just say this. We all know that there's an issue at the border, and it's been an issue. When you work this system called Social Security, and you reach that age, and you got to have the number or whatever they say units in. Thank you. You have to have those units in order to receive Social Security. And they took it from 62 to 65, then 67. And some people saying they even want to take it to 70. But the migrants can come over and they can apply for Social Security. They can apply for housing and get it with the already strained economy. There is no way people coming from Venezuela and everywhere. Somebody sent me something that was saying that some countries are also letting out their prisoners, sending them here. It's an issue. People were tired of it. And if people want to get political with it, they're saying the Democrats didn't have no answer to it. But to pay them and pay them to stay, that's just it's several places. I don't want to get the naming, but in New York, it's just a problem. Texas is a problem. It's a problem with a lot of the border. And do the border needs to be controlled? Yes, it does. Nobody can stand for 30 and 40 and 50,000 people to come over weekly. I understand this is bad, whatever. But you got to balance your budget. You do. And it's just a lot of things that's going on with that. And they're saying that when you don't have an answer for and you continue to do things, you continue to do it, then y'all know it becomes a problem. That's just the way it is. Um, and you have to deal with it. And today is Veterans Day. Thank everybody for your service. But now they're saying since 45 back in, they're rethinking about coming over here. But do you agree that we should pay them and then put them on our already strained Social Security system? I mean, come on. I mean, some may work not one day for it. And they said as soon as they cross, they're able to get the monies. You have to go back and think about it, though. Yeah, you have to. It's so much stuff going on. Every time you look at one story, you look at another one. And it seems like a lot of people are taking the Facebook Live. Every time they get ready to do something, they go live and do it. I want to say it's Sanford, Florida. A woman went to pull up on another woman. One of them is deceased right now. Left her children behind. And sometimes we should not cause trouble. When you start pulling at people's houses, what you think you're going to do? You're just pulling up at the houses. And you don't know what. And the person she tried to use to stand the ground, you can't pull up and then come to the car with a bit of bad. What is really going on? What's really going on out here? It seems like everything is out of control. It does. And y'all know old Diddy. We can never stop talking about him. More things are coming up about him. It seems like every time we think another thing is not going to come out. It's a male, I believe, was 10 years old. His parents, the article I was reading, his parents, mother and father took him to New York, where Diddy was. And Diddy allegedly met with him before he met with the parents. And did some touching and forced him to do some stuff. They say was traumatized. That family had filed a suit. Now, one thing I can tell you about this Diddy, everybody ain't lying. I'm not saying people won't try to come in and get in on it, but everybody is not lying. And in order to do stuff the way he did it and did it for so long, people are backing you. I don't care what people say. There are people backing you. And it may take a long time for them to get you. But it all comes out. Mm-hmm. It comes out. It really does. And they said Diddy did all this stuff. They said mama know that's why she got all the stuff in her name. He put it on her name. So he wasn't losing. But they're going to sue everything surrounding him. These lawyers and things ain't stupid. And people want to ask me, well, why you think people telling it now? Come on. He's in jail. They will tell it. They feel like he been down a minute. And they feel like they safe to tell it. So they're telling it. They was too scared to tell it. And this out there, they was scared to tell it. When you carry that much power and money, and you got everybody in the high places, people ain't gonna tell it. It's just not. And everybody wanted to get to the Diddler party. For what? They say everybody had to wear all white, even the nail tips. And they say his mother did that. But allegedly, they're saying that's not his mother. That's his aunt. And they're trying to say that they had some type of relationship. I ain't putting nothing past Diddy and nobody else. We got to start holding people accountable for the things that they do. I haven't really got into this case, but they're talking about it, so it must have been a big case out here. Where the gentleman, oh, here it is. Let y'all listen. Hold on. No, they have to get the commercial. Hang on, y'all.
We got some breaking news. We take you now to Delphi, Indiana, where a jury has reached a verdict in the trial of a man accused of murdering 2 teenage girls nearly 8 years ago.
2017, I believe.
Remember this case. This is trial of Richard Allen, who pled not guilty to the murder of 2 teenage girls. And the jury has just returned with its verdict. For more, let's bring in ABC's Alex Perez, who is down in Indiana, and
hello.
Brian Buckmeyer. So, Alex, what happened?
Well, Terry, all this information just for us. We understand the jury has found 52-year-old Richard Allen guilty on all charges. He faced 4 charges, 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of murder while attempting to commit a kidnapping. Of course, we know he was charged with the murders of Libby and Abby back in 2017. They had gone for a hike on the Menonhai Trail here in Delphi. They disappeared. A search began shortly after that, and it was Valentine's Day 2017 that authorities recovered their bodies in the woods. Now, Richard Allen, let's take this a few steps back here. He actually went to authorities himself just 3 days after the bodies
He went himself.
were discovered. He went to authorities and self-reported being on that trail at that time, and his information went into a file, and that file was put away in a box, and it was not revisited until about 5 years later. A volunteer found that file. Authorities took a closer look at it, and then they started questioning Richard Allen once again. That was in 2022, about 2 years ago. A few months after they started questioning him for the second time, he was arrested. And now today, we know, Terry, the jury has found him guilty on all charges. Family members have been saying this is what they wanted. They wanted justice for Libby and Abby. And Terry, it appears right now they have received that.
And think about it. He went and put him on his own trail. I was looking at a clip that said he confessed. The jurors heard that. And they worked through Saturday. And it just takes so long for people to come. Nancy Grace is carrying that case too. Everybody carrying it. That was ABC Live. You know, and let me show y'all what he looked like. Kept them young girls. Y'all see him? Kept them young girls. See, that goes back to the Diddy thing. Let's just go down and talk about it. Diddy had these women that it appears that he didn't treat right. Cassie Porter out of Columbus, Georgia, that had the first son by her husband, Al B. Sure. That's that oldest son. Then she went on and she had another son with Diddy. They say Diddy adopted Al B. Sure's son. Then she had another one. And then she had those twins. And all of that chaos, he beat her. He disrespected her. He cheated. All of this has came out. Now, I don't know these people. But he did all of that to her. And she kept going back to him. She kept going back to him. See, that's the problem. When we keep going back with these men, when a man shows you who they are, or a woman, you better believe them. You better believe them. They kept going back. And I'm going to say that they knew a lot of stuff Diddy was doing. A lot of it. They couldn't give him bail. You can't give anybody that powerful and that was calling women repeatedly, trying to put words into their mouth. You can't give nobody no bond like that. I don't care how many passports they render. You can't do it. They'll disappear. And they meant he wouldn't disappear. No. You cannot continue to do things. Now, I told y'all Jared Wright ain't crazy. Everybody want to say that woman crazy. That woman ain't crazy. Things can happen in our life to make it seem like we go off the deep end. But no, it ain't nobody sued her. And she continues to say it. Somebody got to say it. But so many people are so scared. But I'm going to tell you where it all starts. Yeah, we got to hold Diddy accountable for the things he did. But what about them parents? Don't nobody want to say nothing about the parents who sold their children for fame and fortune. And now, they children going through a lot of hell. Because allegedly, they don't touch them and did everything to them. Tell my mom I'm lying. They don't did everything to them. And they didn't care. They was looking for a payday. Look at R. Kelly. Didn't the same thing happen? I don't get it. And I don't understand it. But everybody want to say, poor Diddy. What about them poor children? See, when you become an adult and you continue to do things and go back to them like Kim Porter, okay. That's what you continue to do. But when I try to get away and you beat me like you did that Cassie, you know, before long, this is just my opinion. And I can give my opinion because of freedom of speech. Y'all gonna find out that a lot of hotels saw a lot of stuff going on in them surveillance cameras. It's a camera in the hotel. See, when they say folk disappear, don't nobody just disappear. It's somewhere last they were seen. Even on a boat. When you're on a cruise, they got cameras everywhere. They do. They got the cameras. But you still got to be careful and you got to be cautious. You do. Do you think when I go in a cruise, and I'm a cruise, I love them. You think I don't lock all the doors? And if somebody come out of there, it's a camera showing them coming in and coming out. And it's corruption everywhere. It's the dollar. It is. That's why I don't understand why women are taking solo trips. I don't understand it. I'm not saying people can't do what they want to do. It's their life. But I wouldn't trust it in this day and time. Child feds confirmed Diddy tried to victimize Wendy Williams. That's what they say. Wendy Williams is the first person that talked about the dealer. They didn't get along. And y'all, they said poor Whitney. They said he could be behind it. Or the Alzheimer's, Graves' disease. See, it always opens where things that we miss. She the first one started talking about it. And whatever that talk, that radio show, she found herself not there no more. Because see, they stretching each other's back. You're gonna find out. These young folks are saying there was other celebrities in the room when they was being assaulted. And everybody wanna say, Paul did the dealer. Paul did it. Oh, he should keep his money, his kids. But he don't did everything else and ruin these people's kids. You know, people have a funny way of seeing stuff. They really do. People sometimes get so caught up into something. And they feel that because this person made this money and they made the money off the backs of other people, that the children should get it. I bet you those boys are aware of the things that their father did. Now, sometimes you can be a little brainwashed. Hey, Miss Harris, girl, you can be brainwashed and don't know. But whatever you do, this is the only thing I ask the squad to be open-minded. Be open-minded. let me tell you, people can be, they don't have to be celebrities. People can be ordinarily people in high places. And just say, for instance, everybody says, okay, the military take care of their own and all this other stuff. But they should when they ain't doing right and they messing with other folk. See, we're gonna all find that corruption is almost everywhere. When you're looking for true, honest people, I've known somebody who was married to somebody that was in the military. He didn't do it right, and they didn't do nothing about it. There was a time that they couldn't do things to their spouse, but in some cases, they did nothing about it. They cried, they went to him, they told him everything that was going on. And they act like the people were crazy. Can you imagine being married to a monster? Hey, Miss Marcia, to a monster. And nobody believe you. What you say, Doc, I'll repeat it. Can you imagine being married, dating, or tied to a monster, and nobody believe you? Everybody think that's a stand-up person. And that person doing everything to ruin you. It happens everywhere. That's why I'm telling y'all, they don't have to be celebrities. It happens everywhere. And it's sad. And it's sad how people take advantage of the vulnerable. Loving somebody sometimes get us in trouble. Tell you about a story, short story. It's a young lady. The only thing she ever wanted to be was a housewife. That's it. She wanted to find a good man. She wanted to marry him. And she wanted 2 kids. That's it. She thought she found a man. Church ain't always the place, y'all. Find a man at the church. And she married him. Prior to her marrying him, the reason why a family meant so much is because her father left her mother with her and her brother at very young ages. The young lady states that she was 3 and her brother was 4. And he walked out and left her for another woman. He was already having an affair with the woman. They went, the mother, not her yet, they went and they bought a house. The mother didn't know anything either. In love, met him at the church. He was a youth leader. She was a youth leader. They loved each other. I'm talking about her mother now, not the story. I was telling y'all a story. I got to tell you a backstory about the mother. They got married. The mother loved him. They looked at a house. And his father said to the mother, his mother, the husband, I'm not going to let him put her name on that house. So it was just the son name. He told his son, we got too much money for you to lose it on that nothing you finna marry. Just because they didn't have money. She was a nothing. Okay. So they married. Soon after that, she had her kids. Even though he was mean to her, he didn't treat her right, she stayed. Because a lot of us have been taught when you get married, you stay there with your husband. You don't leave him. We've been taught that. Don't leave him. You stay there with him. It's going to get better, baby. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. She stayed. He continued to mistreat her. He verbally abused her. Verbally. That's mentally, emotionally, and physical. She got to the point where she couldn't take it no more. And she said, why are you doing this? You're beating me in front of these kids. The little girl watching all of this. Finally, her parents, they get tired of it. And they go get her and the kids. And he said, take her on. I don't want her anyway. And that's when she tells them about the abuse and about him having affairs. Remember now, the daughter is looking at all of it. And y'all say it takes children to get 7, 8, or 9 and know what's going on. That's a lie. That's a lie. So the little girl wanted a good husband. Child went on and found him again in the church. And don't send me there talking about I'm talking about the church. I ain't talking about the church. I'm telling y'all the story. So she marries him. And her, the young lady, father that did the mother like that, was trying to make it where he wouldn't do her like that. But he started the same pattern. You know, we'll attract some of that we see. I don't know why, but we do. She had 2 kids. Charlie had 4 or 5 affairs. I told you the only thing she wanted to do was be a homemaker. Take care of kids, take care of husband. Somebody saw potential in her and encouraged her to go back to school. And she did. He didn't like it. She went back to school and her mama kept them children. Because he said he wasn't paying no daycare. Her place was at home. Needless to say, her father-in-law didn't like her. But did he like any women? He didn't even like his wife. The way he treated her. What was told to me. So, her father, you know, people always talk about folks ain't nothing. But her father came into some money. And he bought her a house. Wasn't putting nobody's name on it but hers. But their house was gotten in the marriage. So he's trying to use the thing to get half of the house or the equity out of it. The father had to go and get a very good lawyer because I told y'all he had affairs on her. He beat her. They had proof. That girl graduated, got a good job. He made her quit the job. See, I'm telling y'all this. Why are you telling us this? I'm telling y'all this to let you know you don't have to be celebrity or celebrity status to be mean and cruel to people and to your wife. You don't have to be that. Some people are just mean, cruel, and abusive. Some people ain't gonna like it, but you know, I don't care about likes and clicks. It doesn't matter. And I came out to talk about various topics. I started with the border, and we do have a problem. Then I went from the border, and I talked about the man who unalived those 2 young teenagers in 2017. He's been convicted. And then I went on, and I started talking about the diddler and gave y'all a scenario. Even gave you a scenario because it's Veterans Day about vets who do things. And they cover it up. See, everybody want to say, oh, she crazy, she don't know anything. When you don't know the hell she going through. But they cover it up. I'm so sorry y'all don't believe that. I'm so sorry y'all think that we stay in a world where everything is going to be, the dots are going to be there with the I. The T's is going to be across with the T's. Everybody think that, and that's just not the way life is. It isn't. When people look at somebody else's life and say, oh, they look like they have a perfect life, I wish it was mine, you better take that wish back. You don't know the hell some of these people living under. Kim Porter kept going back to the dealer. Kept going back to the man. And they say he was beating the hell out of her too. Beating the hell out of Cassie. A woman ain't too long been on the message spot and said how he shot her in the face. And people are actually saying, poor Detler. Come on, please. Miss me with all that poor stuff. Miss me with that he had children, because see, the Detler knew he had children. I ain't saying nothing to take up for this man because he knew he had kids, just as well as you. They shouldn't strip him of his money. Why? How did he get it? You know, they're going back in and saying that Prince was not on drugs. They're trying to say allegedly somebody did something to Prince. It's so many stories I could tell y'all. It's good people out here have married monsters, and they look like Diddler. You just ain't got to be famous. But all those people knew what he was doing, and nobody did anything about it. Another thing, I was telling Till, I just noticed that on YouTube now, it's so many people prophesying. So many prophets is coming out the woodwork. Y'all better be careful of false prophets. Y'all better know that these people know what they're saying. Because I told y'all, if the master himself don't show it to you, how in the world they know it? They tried to predict this election, and a lot of them got it wrong. Can't nobody tell me that. That's why, a lot of people, kind of look at the side out about the dog, because you can't tell me anything. You can't tell me it's raining outside. And I said, oh, okay. No, you can't tell me everything. And everything is not how it appears. Stop putting these people up on pedestals. I don't care who they are. And I'm going to have to say this. These pastors are not God. Let me say it one more time. These pastors are not God, and these first ladies sure ain't following them. And they always talking about, we gonna bust hell wide open. Where they going? They gonna bust it open before we get there. Yeah. Yes. They talking about us, but they going to hell too. They going to hell in a handbasket. Stop trying to put these pastors and clergies and bishops and whatever name they put in front of them. Stop trying to put them above you. Stop taking your hard-earned money, throwing it to people who do not care about you and don't care about your family. And if you needed $50 to finish your power bill, they ain't going to give it to you. You know, the Bible tells us to help the less fortunate. But do you know the church will turn it around? The church will turn it around and tell you not to give anything to them. It speaks about the churches should help the widows. Do you think they help them old ladies when the men die? No. No. Help them, they might want to get in their bed, but not with nothing else. They don't. And people don't talk on it. Again, people just came on, so I'm going to mention it. The border. Y'all know just as well as I know there's a problem at the border. Y'all know that. We know that. We know that. Every time you turn on the news, it's something about the border issue. And you got to be honest with yourself. What did this current administration do about that border issue? I'll wait. What did they do? What did they do? But let them sign up for Social Security and paid them room and board to be here. What did they do? A lot of people have been victimized by a lot of them. But ain't nobody talking about that. Nobody want to talk about that now. Thank you, Miss Harris. Nothing. They did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And people want to act like we got more issues. We got issues with the border. We got issues with the economy. We got issue with everything. Inflation. But ain't nobody talking about it. Everybody get real quiet. You know that. But if we on some foolery mess, they'll get on the bandwagon for that. I just came to enlighten you because, when somebody say, well, Doc, you don't talk about this, you don't talk about that. I let you all know this is a safe place. I talk about everything. And I talk about the truth. I do. I'm going to say it again. It's a problem at the border. And y'all know it just like I know it. It's a problem. Just like it was a problem with Diddy and Hollywood. But everybody worried about what he eat. And he ain't getting this. You don't get what you want to eat in the prison. In jail. You can't take your personal cook to the jail. Come on. When have you been able to take your housekeeper to the jailhouse? You're in jail because they say you did a crime, Homeland Security. And I don't care what nobody say. That bodyguard Gene continues to tell it. And when somebody disrespect their mother, which allegedly they say is aunt, when they get this disrespecting their mother, what you think they'll do to you? If a man don't love their mother, how they love you? Those are some things we got to think about. And I didn't say everybody who was crossing the border was bad. I just said, hey, sis, how you doing? I just said, how do we overlook that this administrator ain't did nothing about the border? What have they? Nothing. They done nothing. Nothing. And we got a problem. It's a crisis at the border. I don't care what nobody say. Man, you got to do is start looking. That's all you got to do. Again, I just stopped by to enlighten you on a few topics and told you all the story. And the last one that I started telling you about, the young girl that always wanted a family, went to college and everything. Those children have witnessed their father beat their mother too. See, it becomes a cycle. It's something that people start to accept. Let me tell you one thing I won't accept. I never accept anybody beating me. I would never accept anybody mentally and emotionally abusing me. You ain't going to talk to me any kind of way. No. No. You won't be in my life. I'll let you go the first time you holler. See, because the first time you holler, they get a little bit more comfortable. And you better not let them push you. Because if they push you, they'll beat you. I'm sorry. And it goes both ways. There's some women that beat men. They jump on them. I'm not going to accept it. I don't need a man that bad. I don't need nothing that badly to where he's going to disrespect me. I thank God for a strong father. We got to say it's enough. We can't let a man go and beat us like he beat that cat at that elevator when we trying to leave. Everybody covered it up. They covered it up. Now that woman married, she got a child and she happy. And again, you all know it's pretty evil to get somebody drinking and you drug them and you don't have a good time of turning up. You start touching them. Things happen and you tape them. And then you blackmail them. And y'all ask why he got all those RICO charges. I'm about to question some of the mindset of these people. That's right. They testing the boundaries. Don't let nobody play fight with you. I don't do the play fight. Don't put your hands on me. I ain't gonna put mine on you. I don't do all that. But they do that rough housing and all that. And just like sis just said, It teach them that. Because they sizing you up. They're getting ready. And I don't care what nobody say. We really can't beat a man. Not if he's trying to beat us. You can't. Last story. This is somebody that I know. Same age I am. Went to school with this person. And she had a boyfriend. She ended up actually marrying him. In high school, he was beating the hell out of her. Let me say that again. In high school, he was beating the hell out of her. He was giving her black eyes in high school. But what did her mom and what did her daddy say, Doc? Not a damn thing, because that family had money and he was giving them money and they was letting him beat their daughter ass and they didn't care. Now, do you think when you marry him and have you a few kids, you think he ain't gonna do the same thing? Yes, he's gonna do the same thing. He gonna make sure your mama got them dresses in that hat, and he's gonna continue to beat your ass. And that's what he's doing to this day. To this day. High school, 3 years, could be 50, and he's still beating her. And just because you give parents a little money, she wears several black eyes. When she start wearing them shades all the time, you know she got black eye. I said, I see you been in a fight with his fist again. If I was you, I would go to the makeup counter at one of these big stores like Macy's, Dillard's, and go to them and ask them, could they help me cover it up? Because the shades is a clear giveaway. When you can't take shades off for 2 weeks and you wear them in the building and everywhere, even at night, honey, we know what he don't do it to you. We know. You ain't got to hide it from us. And evidently your parents don't give a damn because you ain't hiding it from them. They already know. Money. The greed, the love of it, will make people turn another way. They act like they don't see it. I'm sure y'all know cases like that. That women been beat up their whole life, and they stay right there with it. And the thing about it is, when the person starts to explain, I said, baby, if you like it, I love it. If you like it and you can deal with it, and my husband this and my husband that, the doc love it. If you can deal with it, I damn well can deal with it. Yes. And I said, stop trying to tell these folks they jealous of you. What they jealous of? Getting a butt whipping every time you get home? They ain't jealous of that. They ain't jealous of that now. You ain't got nothing nobody jealous of. What you got? Nothing but them black eyes every other week. I'm just saying. Remember, I just came by to drop a little knowledge. That's it. But I'm going to go and get this black eye and come back on here so y'all can be jealous. Come on now. Who jealous of a black eye? Nobody. No one. Ain't nothing about you that says jealousy, envy, or anything. It says fool. It says pitiful. That's what it says. That's it. If I got to sleep up under a man and be married to him so he can beat me, I'll never be with one. Never. And y'all probably saying, why the doc laughing? Because if you that foolish to be unaccepted that, why I can't laugh? Everybody else laughing. Know your worth. Know what you're about. And I know my worth. And I ain't taking it in everything. But anyway, y'all, this is your girl, the Doc and Tia. Seeing It All Knowing on YouTube and The Knowing on Facebook. And I will not be going live on Facebook tonight because I came over here to talk to y'all, to tell y'all about what's going on out here in this world we live in. I love you, and God loves you more. And I'm out on this video.